voice today. Sorry, I know I kind of look like I am like a hooker right now. But I have a job interview today since I have been waiting to eventually get YouTube famous, but I don't see that happening. But I do have to get ready, even though I think my interview is not until 1, but it is okay. So, I guess I was going to tell you guys a little bit, about, on a serious note, about who I am. Just because I'm all for mental health awareness and people not being ashamed of having mental illnesses. It's very common nowadays for someone to have a mental illness. So I guess starting off, I do have gosh, I forgot what I had. So I've been diagnosed with OCD, anxiety attacks, panic attacks, bipolar disorder, and PTSD, and I also pretty sure this was also diagnosed by my psychiatrist. I am pretty sure I have ADD. If you can't tell, I get distracted too easily. But, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I don't see anything wrong with having that much, that many not issues, but that many illnesses. It's very common nowadays because people have gone through so much in their lives, especially in the generation that we're in. I know that they tend to say that our generation is more spoiled, and in some ways I do see that, but I also do see in other concepts where that a lot of kids have gone through a lot of serious situations. Which is nothing wrong with that. It's not an easy task to come over. Trust me, I've been dealing with it. I love my nose. I've been dealing with it since the age of 5. And I'll tell you a really funny story. I cannot, it doesn't matter if the bathtub is absolutely spotless. I hate the tile of the bathtub. I'm sorry, it's just really funny because now that I hear about it, I've gotten made fun of so much because of this, but it doesn't really piss me off or upset me. Just because I've dealt with it since I could remember. But that's one of my huge phobias is there's no way, I don't care if you bleach your bathroom, if I see a speck, just a little tiny speck, it could be dirt, it could be just hair. Hell no, I ain't getting in there. It's so funny. I've gotten made fun of so much because of it. Let's see. I'm also I'm the weirdest person you'll ever meet. I also am petrified of head lice. I got head lice in 7th grade. That was it for me. I did not want anyone to use my brush, use my ponytail holder. And I know really at that age between like 5 and I guess 13, you're like, oh yeah, you can definitely use my hairbrush. You can use this. Anything that involves your head connecting to someone else's head, like a pillow, a jacket with a hood, no, it ain't happening. Unless I know for a fact that it's clean as hell, it's not happening. And again, this all has to do with my mental health. I have different, it's called like, where people have different chemicals in their brains. So sometimes it's just like, some people have a phobia of spiders or snakes, or what else is there? Feet. Some people are so grossed out with feet, and I honestly don't blame them because I hate feet as well. I hate any kind of bug, lice, fleas, bed bugs. I'm not really that scared of spiders unless it's crawling on me. Let's see what else there is. So that is pretty much my OCD part. My anxiety usually gets triggered by being in the bathtub or head lice. That will trigger me completely, and you do not want to be there for that scene. I'm trying to think what else so that goes there. My bipolar. I'm not really sure if it is in the family. I don't know if my body decided to develop it. But yeah, I'm very, very, very petrified. I'm petrified. I am very mean when it comes to my bipolar. Especially when I get into my manic stage, I feel very aggressive. I will hit things. Not people, but like not walls. Like, I live in an apartment now, apartment with my mom, and my boyfriend and I are staying with her until another month or so. I used to, a long time ago, before I met my boyfriend, and I was living with my mom, I used to go behind the garages and just go like as hard as I could until my knuckles were red, because I had so much anger that I didn't even know what to do with it. So that, my bipolar is just very, it's out there, so I never know what's going on until it hits me. Let's see, my ADD. Not ADD, PTSD. PTSD, if some of you aren't sure, I'm pretty sure a lot of people know what it is. My PTSD is due from just a lot of traumatic experiences happening in my life. I didn't have the worst childhood. I just had bad people. Not bad people. I had people with bad choices in my life. They took advantage of their authority. That, my mom gave them that enough respect to be responsible and not overtake their authority over me. So that happened. Kind of pissed me off. But I mean, it's over and done with. I've had people in my past, lately in my past, a year or so ago, take advantage of me when I was intoxicated. So, kids anyone that's watching this, there is no reason to drink. And I'm not saying, like, when you get older, don't drink. I'm saying, when you get of age, drink very, very responsibly, because there are people out there who do not think straightly and will make a very bad decision, and it will affect you for the rest of your life. Personally, I am one of those people that got affected. But then again, I am not the only person who is a victim, or I don't even consider myself a victim anymore, but I just don't deal with it anymore. And the last thing that I know, I have, which I'm sure you guys have noticed, I have ADD. That was like the most recent diagnosis, because when people talk to me, I get I'm sorry. When people talk to me, I become very scatterbrained. And a lot of the time that does get really frustrating for people, just because it's not that I'm doing it on purpose. Sometimes I do it on purpose because I don't want to hear people's crap. But there are times where I just don't really care to hear about any stupid crap. Especially when it comes down to drugs and all that stuff, which is another thing that I'm not afraid to admit. Yes, I have done drugs. The most I have done is coke or cocaine. I can't really answer it because I was more in my manic stage when this all happened. Not an excuse though, because I never should have done it. But I did that. I was taking prescription pills, which, again, do not do that. It is not okay to take prescription pills, because you can get so severely sick. So that is another reason. And also, that's kind of what I think has messed with my brain a lot more. Sorry, it's not funny. I'm just laughing because I'm really nervous. It's not something that you should ever think that it's okay to do, because it's never okay to do stuff like that. And that's just coming from personal experience. And the thing is I'm not ashamed of telling the truth of what I did. And like how I have a missing tooth, it's driving me nuts. I still need to go to the dentist and get that fixed. Sorry. But again, just because one person does something or your friends are doing it, which I know I'm giving you that speech like, oh, just because other people do it doesn't mean you need to do it. No, I'm being serious. Don't freaking do it, because you're gonna regret it later down the road. You don't want to get caught up in stuff that you may not be able to get out of. Some people are lucky. I got lucky because I had hit my realization that what in the world am I doing to myself? So my word of advice, 9-word sentence, my advice is, just because other people are doing it, just because your best friend's doing it, just because you're in a relationship with a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever sex you prefer, don't do the stupid stuff. I understand some people have this thing about wanting to understand everything in life and everything, but I'm telling you from personal experience, because I was one of those people that was like, oh, I'm just going to try it and see how it works. No, I got addicted to it. Significantly addicted. And then I got lucky. I was lucky that I could just say, okay, Marissa, enough. You're losing your relationship. You're losing money that you don't even have. You don't even have a job. So why are you doing this? You're going to lose your family. You're going to wind up in jail. I got very lucky, and I'm sorry if some of you don't believe in God, but I got very lucky that God was by my side to guide me out of that horrible situation. So, and just so you know, if you do take drugs, you're going to mess up your chemicals in your brain. And that's just a legit fact. And I'm sorry that this video is so long and it's me like lecturing and everything, but I do not ever want to see anybody overdosing or any of that stuff, because because it's really heartbreaking when you're a parent and your kids are watching you, or you're a kid or a teenager and you have little brothers and sisters, and they do walk in on stuff, and or you're destroying yourself and your boyfriend or your girlfriend, they're watching you destroy yourself. And trust me, you don't want to be in that state of mind, because it is probably one of the scariest things I have ever put myself through. I got to the point where I would go to counseling. I could not cry. I don't know why I couldn't cry. I just couldn't cry. You don't want to use drugs to build up a wall so you don't have to feel emotions, because eventually that's going to catch up with you. Eventually you're going to have family members sitting there going, what's wrong with you? And I'm being straight up honest. Drugs do mess up your skin. It makes you look older. It makes you look so tired. And a lot of people don't believe that until they actually go through it. I went through it. My skin got bad. And I got lucky. Like I said, I got really lucky because I didn't start looking older. I just started getting really bad bags underneath my eyes. I started getting really bad skin. My mom and my aunt, everyone would ask me, are you okay? Are you doing something? Eventually I confessed everything because I felt horrible. So anyways, I'm done with that part. But again, don't be ashamed of having a mental illness. There is nothing wrong with having a mental illness. all you gotta do, some people like medication, some people don't. Me, I like to be on my medicine because it helps me calm down, especially with my bipolar. And when I get manic, I like to be on my medicine so I'm not going berserk. Some people prefer not to. They prefer to not self-medicate, but in a way they like to try to take care of it themselves. And that's perfectly fine. It's not everyone's cup of tea to do that. But like I said, I wanted to bring up the awareness of mental illness awareness, because I think it's important. Just like I think anything, like, if you believe in something so strongly, like, okay, sorry, some people may agree with me, some people may not agree with me, but, like, transsexuals, if they want to do that, I'm not judging them. Like I said, I believe in God, so I believe that, God will decide what will happen. I do believe that you should guide people to God, but just because they're a different sex than what they were before doesn't mean you shouldn't still try to help guide them. But at the same time, I don't believe in forcing my beliefs. That's just who I am. That's what I've read from the Bible and grasped my understanding. I know some people have argued with me about it, and I don't really argue about it. Because I don't see the point in arguing about something that's that little. Not that little, but, like, I don't see the point of arguing about something that's not going to change. People will do what they want, how they want, and when they want. I mean, when I talk about drugs or talk about, suicide, which that's another thing I have done. I have tried to kill myself. I've tried to cut myself, which I never was accomplished with that because I was really scared of cutting way too deep. But at the same time, in my eyes, I don't think you should have to resort to that. I do understand why people resort to it, but that is something that they will have to deal with. If I'm falling asleep. Jesus. But I think people should be more supportive. If you have a friend, if you have a family member, and I understand sometimes it gets to the last straw where it's just too much because it's messing with your personal health. I understand. But if it's new, try your best to help. Try to help that person. But do not push it, because from personal experience, being pushed only personally made me want to do it even more. But, okay, I'm going to stop this here because I can go all day for hours. But like I said last night, I was going to be a little bit more serious about things. But later on today, I'll be more goofy and happy and doing stupid stuff. Not stupid. I need to stop saying stupid. But doing more goofy and being myself. So, I hope this video does get around. Just because I want people to hear my voice, but I know it's not going to be, oh my gosh, she said this, I should do that. I already know that's not going to happen. But because I've been there, I've been in that dark place, I would love to just help anyone. And like I said, YouTube has, messages and all that stuff. Even Twitter and Instagram, which my Twitter and Instagram is just Marissa Noel with 3 E's at the end of it. So if this does get around and you do want somebody to talk to, I am more than open ears. I am more than willing to give advice. But that's if this video ever gets around. But anyways, I will see you guys later. You guys enjoy your Tuesday. Enjoy work. And I will talk to you guys later.